All right, after a week off, we are back. We are ready to go with Luke and Luca again. Luke, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great, fired up to be back.
Heck yeah, this is going to be fun. And we got a fun topic for today's chat because, let's face it, quarterbacks rule the NFL. They're the funnest thing to talk about as far as the stars of the game go. And there are so many of them. We know the Tom Bradys of the world, the Aaron Rodgers, the Russell Wilsons. But there's really a youth movement at the position right now. And we've seen it come to the forefront in recent weeks. Lamar Jackson going up against Justin Herbert last week. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and all of these great young quarterbacks. The league is in great hands for sure as far as the future goes, but I want to stick to the present. The question I pose to you is this. There are great quarterbacks 26 years old and under. Let's say you're starting a team. You can pick any one of these guys to be your franchise quarterback. Which one of these guys are you choosing?
I mean, that's a tough question. I think you win with all the above. If I'm starting a team right now, I'm actually going to take Lamar Jackson. The reason being for me, Luca, I think that he adds another dimension that this league hasn't really seen ever. He has the ability to really become a elite passing quarterback. I don't know if he's there yet. I think he's very close. The argument can be made, Patrick Mahomes, he's won a Super Bowl, he's got some big yards, et cetera, et cetera. But for me, Lamar, when you have him back there in the offense that he runs right now with Greg Roman, it's tough to stop because he is such a threat as a running back. I still think that as time goes here, we're going to see Lamar really slinging the pill around a lot more. And I just think that he has no weakness to his game.
It's so funny because I agree with you completely. I thought this was going to be more of a conversation of like, oh, maybe I have to convince you of Lamar, but I am right there with you. And it might be surprising because, like you said, Patrick Mahomes has won a Super Bowl. Got guys like Josh Allen, really good. Kyler Murray is playing the best football of his career. The Cardinals are undefeated and he looks amazing. But the pressure he puts on defenses because he can run and the evolution of his passing game. He's got more total yards than 15 NFL teams have, including the Green Bay Packers as one of them. So just what he does with his arm and his leg are unbelievable. The guy wins, and I think the discourse around him, I want to ask you about this too, because the discourse around a guy like Lamar Jackson is interesting because the narrative has shifted so many times from he's only a running back to he can't win in the playoffs to he can't pass. And it seems like he's kind of broken the narrative on all of these things and maybe still doesn't get the respect that he deserves at this point.
I'm not 100% sure why that narrative has been given to Lamar. I do really feel like the quarterback is super mobile. You just assume that he's not a great pocket passing quarterback. He is a very good pocket passing quarterback, but some of the dynamic plays are outside of the pocket, and growing up on a team with Russell Wilson, that was the same way. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if Lamar Jackson leaves the pocket. So I'm not sure. I know there's a lot of naysayers about Lamar. He's a great leader, really cares about his teammates. I think he's a very, very good passing quarterback. His ability to extend plays is, it's incredible. And again, when you can control the clock like that, make third downs, third manageable, it just all of the things you need to win a football game, he can do. And that's why I would go with Lamar.
He already has two 300-plus yard passing games, which is more than he had in his entire career coming into this season. So that just speaks to his evolution as a passer. And we saw last week, they ran the ball really well against the Chargers. And I think the Ravens are just finding more ways to win because when Lamar was first coming into the league, it was obviously a much heavier dose of running, and they leaned on that. And this season, you've seen them win in a variety of different ways. It's hard not to root for a guy like Lamar Jackson. I love watching him play every Sunday. I'm curious, though, behind Lamar Jackson, because we both agree on that one. Do we agree on who's kind of nipping at his heels?
The easy answer is Patrick Mahomes. I don't think that's the right answer. However, it is kind of fun, if you will, to maybe drop Josh Allen in there. Just because at this exact moment, Mahomes is struggled a little bit this season. He's had a couple turnovers, and Josh Allen's been on fire. But if we're looking at a body of work over the past couple years, the next guy up, in my opinion, is Patrick Mahomes, and there's no question about that.
Yeah, I think I got to agree with you on that one, too. For anyone that wanted to hear arguing, there's not much going on here, but it's tough to argue against Patrick Mahomes. Couple Super Bowl appearances, obviously won one. Not saying guys like Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or Kyler Murray aren't very close because all of those guys have such unique skill sets and things that make them so good as well, but he seems like he's just a a cut above the rest with some of the throws he makes, the reads he makes. It's really jaw-dropping and breathtaking every single week.
Yeah, it really is. And like you said, he's got a Super Bowl win, a second Super Bowl appearance. He's won a bunch of big games. I mean, his stat sheet looks like a Madden level easy, game. It's very impressive, and it's fun to watch because he really does do it all as well. Maybe not as much in the run game, but as far as, extending plays, kind of making circus throws, and then also sitting back there and just picking defenses apart. He's very, very talented, and it's fun to watch.